Unfortunately, my 2018 Mustang GT was hit on I-85 at a very high rate of speed, and they were texting and driving, looking at their phone. This is all zip tied now just to kind of keep the car in order, but you can really tell the damage back here where it hit the crash bar. You go like this, take this guy out, and kind of how everything buckled in. It even shattered the radio shroud, but definitely kept the driver safe. That's really impressive stuff. But taillights shattered here. The window has a small crack all the way down right here. From now seeing it in person, is it a lot worse than you thought?
It's way worse. It's like a V in the middle. I actually pulled seems like I pulled the rear quarters like in.
Yeah,
it imploded.
Yeah, it's not just a simple like, oh, the bumper's messed up and the trunk needs replacing. Like, it is serious, dude. If you notice,
this is supposed to be up and down.
Yeah, this is supposed to be all the way up here, basically. We're gonna replace this entire quarter and just repair the other side, but then they noticed everything else. I don't know how Juicy Fruit got in here, but nice. Don't you live by the Wrigley's factory?
That's one of the better smells.
So as you can see, the airbags did not go off at all, which I actually found very surprising, but I understand, rear impact, things happen. But the only bad thing is when you start the car, it's open header. All right, last time I ever move in this thing ever. This is so sad. I just found this picture in my car. This is Mike. He worked at National Speed when they did the blower on this car, and we called him Zamboni Mike because he was Zamboniing the shop floor, and they just left this in my center console when the car was done. Also, another reason why they ended up totaling the car instead of saving it was because of my long tube headers, which are now very expensive. They went up in value, and what happened was when the exhaust system popped off, shout out to MagnaFlow, that thing stood up like a champ at 60 miles an hour. And what that did was bend the long tube, which then went into my steering system, which then that's a whole other thing. It's just a bummer. It's just a bummer. Repeat of that?
No, you're gonna edit that out.
Edit what out?
My bad words.
Say it anyway. You're in a little bit of pain.
I'm in actually a lot of pain. My right shoulder, because I tensed up when she hit me. Sad me.
But yeah, you took it like a trooper though.
Yeah, I also like to talk about the idiots on Twitter that are upset that we called out Nissan Altimas. Y'all drive like ass. Look at me. If you drive a Nissan Altima, you probably drive like ass.
Hims even say so.
Yep.
Right, James?
Yo.
James, you spent like, what, 30 hours in that car with me, and then the next time you saw it, it's gone.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a bummer.
And then you have to ask the very big question after all of this. So now what? This Mustang was one of my favorite cars I've ever owned, ever. I drove it almost every single day, even with 750 wheel horsepower, and it once again really sealed the deal on Coyote reliability. So now I have to come to terms with, what do I do next? You know what? One of my options is very simple. Take a freaking break. And also figure out the rest of my other projects that I have going on. I'd probably say that the car that I recommend people the most nowadays when it comes to a brand new sports car is probably the GR86. And I was highly considering buying the press car that Toyota gave me to drift at Cosmic Drift, my drift event I hosted last year. So I thought about the GR86. I also thought about S650 Mustang. After driving VMP's new kit on the S650 Mustang, holy shit, it was ridiculous. It did make my white Mustang feel old. This right here needs a tune, needs the interior put together, it needs harnesses and a harness bar, and this car is pretty much done. My Coyote Swap 240SX that I spent 7 years of my life on. Still has some problems and kinks to shake down and work out as well. I'm converting it back to electric power steering because the power steering going hydraulic just didn't work out during testing. I'm also putting a surge tank in the back, finishing up some other things, and then we'll be ready to test once again. Oh yeah, also the hydro e-brake doesn't work, so I have to figure that out as well. Also, the day that I found out that my car was totaled, no diss to my next door neighbors, things happen, but their storage tank for all the used oil that they have from all the jobs that they do, yeah, it busted and leaked all up in my unit. It's like 100 gallons probably of oil. So I've been warding off the spirits of the oil in here. I had to clean all this up. It was not fun. That's why it's kind of gross in here. But you can see that it is still leaking out of the side of my shop. But now my F-150's wheel bearing went out on the front and it's starting to make a clinking noise on startup. So I'm bringing that to the dealership today. I think I have a warranty left, so let's hope that works out. But the other thing too is that maybe it's time to part ways with one of my cars. I think the biggest one that I would consider letting go of is probably the Integra. It was pre-COVID collab we did with Hybrid Racing, and I'm strongly considering parting ways with it if the offer was right. The front bumper needs a little bit of love. It has a dent in the side and some other things, but it'd probably be perfect for somebody to JDM swap the front end. It's got a flocked dash. It's not perfect. It was my first time doing it. It needs a new radio, like stuff like that. To get those creature comforts perfect, it just needs a little bit of love. But it's a full running and driving K20A swap from Japan with the 6-speed. I'm not trying to make this an advertisement. I'm just putting it up in the air. If anybody's interested, shoot me an email and maybe we can talk about it. Well, I just went to open my coupe door to do some filming and I just split my side skirt in half because the door sagged. Good job, David. Also, Smurf, my 13 Mustang, also has that parasitic draw. Still never could figure it out. So like my crown jewel, my baby, I can't drive that either or it'll leave me stranded in a parking lot. I've gone through 4 fuse boxes, 4 alternators, a different wiring harness, different battery terminal stuff. I've tried it all. So now I'm gonna check the radio and see if that is what causes it. That aftermarket screen that I put in, maybe that is the real culprit, but we'll see. I also got to figure out why my EG Hatch's diff isn't locking, so it's basically impossible to drive at full boost, and the knock sensor went out. So I need to make sure I replace that and figure that all out, so another thing. Oh yeah, also my Dodge Magnum project, I still have to fix that too. So there's my Hellcat Red Eye Dodge Magnum, I gotta fix the headlights, the taillights, the whole CAN bus system. So that's a whole other thing. If anybody wants to deal with those headaches too, I might sell that thing too, just an FYI. I think I'm just gonna focus my energy on editing my car reviews right now. I have so many cars that I have filmed in the past like 6 months that I still need to release those videos for. I also toured MagnaFlow's factory. That's why I'm wearing this today, and got to see how exhaust is made. So if you're interested, hopefully you guys will like that when that comes out. But in the long run, I think I'm just gonna take some time and finish up all this stuff. And then maybe you guys can help me out with what I do next. As of right now, there's nothing really that obvious to me that would be worth like buying right now and doing. But I say that right now, we don't know. Who knows where I'll be 6 months from now or a year from now. It's been a hard year, to be fully transparent. Financially, I lost my last grandparent. That has been very hard. Seeing my family was really nice in the funeral service. My favorite car getting totaled, the oil spilling in my shop. It just feels like every day I'm dealing with something. And I know that's how the majority of people feel, right? Every day, the majority of people have to deal with stupid things or sad things. And that's just how my year's gone so far. I promise to upload more content very soon. I'm just trying to get my ducks in a row. And I really appreciate all you guys being so patient. On that note, if you wanted to see me do a car, preferably a modern car, please, I have enough of the old stuff, put it down in the comment section below. And on that note, I'll see you guys next time, and take it easy. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.